Hey there, I'm Daniel, and today we got an old car, which is new to us, and might look a little bit familiar. This is a 2008 Mazda 3. We got it from my sister-in-law, because she wasn't using it anymore, because my son's S500 Mercedes drowned in the last hurricane. Because he needed transportation until the prices of cars stabilize, that's our next best thing. So what we're going to do today, change out the front suspension, clean up the window tint, and buff out the front headlights. So let's get to it. Alright, catch the suspension underneath. Ready? Shouldn't be.
I got it.
Yeah, it's out. Alright.
It's very similar to me.
Go ahead, pop up in here. You got it? You got it? Up. Pumping it up slowly. Ready? And up. Up. And up. And up. And up. Stop. All right, now that we're done with one side, let's do the other side real quick. No, can't, no, too much pressure, there you go. All right. A little bit counterclockwise. Too much, come back, there you go. All right, here's the first test drive. Ooh, the front is so much more firm. Oh my gosh, so much more solid. Let's see how it does over the bump. Oh, no more flip.
Rattly.
Yeah. It feels so much, it feels solid. Really nice. Alright, so that's for the suspension. Now, we're not going to install the rears, even though they came in a package, because the rears we just threw on there a few years ago. The car drives amazing. Not sure if these are going to last as long. The ride quality is probably going to be the same, but it's probably not going to last as long as the original OEM ones or the Monroe you can find at Advanced Auto Parts. But we got it for cheap on Amazon. Link is in the description. Next thing, let's do the headlights. Let's go. So the headlights are all foggy. You can see it especially here. So at night, it's not very bright. So if we sand it down, we should be able to get them nice and bright. So fixing your headlights is basically taking years of contamination off, taking all the scratches from the car wash off, and smoothing out the surface. The smoother the surface, the more transparent it is. So I found in my drawer a little sanding kit that started at 60 grit, 80, 120, 240, 600, 1200, 2000 and 3000. So we applied it in that order until the glass became as smooth and transparent. Then we moved on to the buffing glue. Giving it a final polish will smooth out even the finest scratches and give it a perfect shine. Now at this point you can clear coat it on a newer car to make it more permanent, but we skipped this step. So now that we have the front suspension fixed and the headlights polished out, we got two safety features updated, and now we just gotta get that crappy tint off. So let's get started. So there's two ways to do it. You can either use a heat gun if you do it in the middle of the winter, or like us, we left the car standing outside for about 30 minutes because we live in Florida and it gets well over 100 degrees. So the first window comes off really easy. Eventually the other windows started to be a little bit more difficult, but all you gotta do is either heat gun or park it back out in the sun and the tint will just slide right off. So the last step is just to remove the glue, which will be left over after you remove the tint. That can be done with a lot of lubrication, with any type of window cleaner and a blade. Just scrape it off, make sure it stays always nice and lubricated. You don't want scratches in your window, and that is it. Finish it up with a nice clean microfiber towel, and you're done. And there you go, just like that, the car is safe again, safe to drive. The suspension is working, the headlights are working, and you can see through the windows, especially at night. If he decides he wants to go and tint it later on himself or at another company, he can do that, that's not a problem, but at least it's safe to drive. The next thing that needs to be done, spark plugs, oils, fluids, all that nice stuff that we probably already covered in other episodes. Until then, take care.